It was the best of times, it was the most embarrassing of times. In a house that no longer stands, in a time that is seldom remembered, a young girl awoke from a 9-month state of comatose. As she experienced consciousness once again, her senses tingled with nostalgia. Her first sight was the back of her eyelids, because her eyes were closed because she was in a coma. You know the type, that you're not sure whether to pull the plug or not.
Like Terry Schiavo.
Anyway, several months prior to her renaissance, an event occurred that will alter her life for the remainder of her womb-to-tomb journey. Blurry flashback, faint sounds of child's laughter echoed through the trees as the whistling bird songs played through the air and entered the ear canals of all those who could hear, because they have ears.
Children were playing on a toy.
We believe it is called a merry-go-round. An onlooker would see this and conjure such a brilliant idea that it would light up a dark interior of his SUV. The man was known to the local community as the shooter because years prior to this he murdered his mailman and got off on a technicality. The judge claimed to believe that the man's potatoes were accidentally in the leaf blower that was used to project the vegetable and get lodged in the mailman's eye socket. The autopsy revealed a large amount of dog nog inside the man's large intestinal tract, and everyone called him a dog fucker at his funeral.
His eulogy read,
Henry fucked dogs. He was a dog fucking faggot. Henry fucked dogs. He was a dog fucking faggot. It's a good thing that he died, because if he continued to fuck dogs the way that he had been, then nobody is going to get their mail on time. He will be missed by horny dogs with raging red boners, but Shooter's leaf blower made the right malfunctioning decision. Shooter's idea would consume his life for the next several months. He traveled the world and was able to adopt 10 children from all different countries. From the yellow, to black, to red seas, he had adopted a child from all and in between. Famine-stricken, malnourished children from tribes of Africa, and the Aboriginal tribes of Australia. Budging stomachs, tapeworms, and HIV kids would be part of his plan. The kids had to be right. 5 young boys, 5 young girls, and 1 Japanese woman. The woman, Tsukibi, was chosen for her abilities to shoot vaginal fluid farther than any other woman of any other land. She could spray her juices from the doorway of Walmart to the snacks aisle, which is how Shooter found her. Tsukibi was discovered when Shooter saw the mentally unstable woman screaming on her back with her juices jetting her across the floor. Over the speakers, Conte Partiro was playing on the radio. Anytime she hears this song, she compulsively squirted. Shooter kidnapped her and added her to his roster. Shooter would now put his plan to action. Months of practice had led up to this day. The children had formed a circle, joining hands around
the merry-go-round.
Tsukibi was ready. As the children circled
merry-go-round,
they moved in a counterclockwise motion, singing, "Ring around the rosy," their voices lulled by the sun's rays, which had sneakily snuck into the children's mouths as they opened to enunciate their words. It was now children from all corners of the world in one motion.
It resembled a beautiful, beautiful picture.
They sang. The onlookers would smile. Widowed women feeding ducks would pause their activity to watch the children sing. It was a beautiful sight. Tsukibi took position in the middle of the
merry-go-round.
The sun's rays darkened as the hour approached. The moon had passed over the sun, creating a solar eclipse, and the children slowly transitioned from "Ring Around the Rosy" to "Conte Partiro" as they sang. Their eyes gleamed with the fiery passion of a heartbroken lover. Tsukibi's pants were ripped off by a flash of lightning, and she began to ejaculate profusely like a fire hose in slow motion. The warm, slimy, clear discharge glistened in the light from the storm as it splashed on each child's face. As the vagina juice went into the noses and mouths and eyes of the children, their brains grew accustomed to the sensation. The squirt juice rested on the gentle bead-like taste buds, sending chemical messengers. Once the juice reached the taste bud transmitter, the signal was sent via the nervous system and registered in the midbrain. The child's brain then created the coded signal that was transcoded and passed to the memory bank. As the brain searched for a word and identification, there was none. The messenger in the brain was wearing a jumpsuit who held up the taste to a room full of other memory men in the brain. As he waved it, none of the little memory men in the brain recognized it. The chemical messenger man looked to the king of the brain and said in a southern man's voice, "That's not yogurt." Each child loved the fluid. They fucking loved it. The discharge landed in a circle around the merry-go-round and piled like snow. Eventually the discharge caused the playground toy to stop spinning. When this happened, Tsukibi's vagina was facing one of the young girls. Her name was Ambrose, and she was from the mountains of Nepal. She also happens to be Kevin Bacon's daughter. As she stands, singing, "Cante partiro," the juices keep flowing directly out of Tsukibi's vagina into Ambrose's young face, with the juices vibrating the baby fat in her cheeks and glistening on her soft skin. The discharge started to pile up. As the discharge flowed in her mouth, it oozed out her nose, ears, and belly button. Her brain was now filled with this juice because she had, in this moment, learned how to swallow with her eyes. As her eyes gulped the runny discharge, her brain shut down. She went into a deep slumber and lay in the darkened meadow as the children remained singing. Shooter had a twinkle in his eye as he watched his masterpiece in action. As the children sang and Ambrose's brain shut down, he slowly smirked. Part 1 was complete.